Hi guys, welcome back to today's stream. Luckily, it doesn't seem like we've got drop frames today, so yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully it all works out. Yeah, I actually prepared this painting yesterday, so it's a sketch that I did, I think 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so I want to do a watercolor painting out of it, so yeah, hopefully today we'll get around to colouring the whole thing in. We may not finish it up today, but that would be okay, you know. I'm expecting to finish it tomorrow, if not, so that should be alright. Hi Dev, how are you? How are all your little miniatures coming along? Are you going to finish in time, or are you still stressed out? Rest. Oh, there we go. So yeah, as I was saying yesterday, I was about to start with a green, to start colouring the dinosaur, and yeah, and then everything went a little bit haywire. So yeah, I needed to cancel the stream. So I set it aside, did some other things, and hopefully today, you know, we can start colouring the little dinosaur in. Stream's working good. Yeah, should be okay, you think. Having a break for now. You'll start painting again soon though. Break is good. How's the heat over there? We have the air conditioning on, but it doesn't come into this room very well. So yeah, I'm pretty much always in the warmest room of the house. So yeah, and having my computer on is also not the best thing because it does tend to overheat this place quite a fair amount, but we'll work with that, right? A terrible paint is drying fast. You went and got Subway and the car said it was 44 degrees. Oh my goodness, it's that hot over here? I didn't even know. Luckily I do live in the hills, so it's a little bit, you know, cooler where I live in general. But that's awful for the winter though. Whenever it's winter, we've just got so much cold going on. It's not great at all. So what have you got planned for the rest of the day? Just the painting? I may need to go grab some fresh water. So if you guys can watch Zazu for me, just make sure he doesn't sneak around and chew anything up. That would be great. You can have a better look at him if you want. Yes, little Zazu's joined me in the studio today, so pretty happy that he can be inside because the weather outside for him was just horrific, so. Okay, now I don't have, need to grab some extra paper, so just give me 1 second. I always love having a little piece of additional watercolor paper around, just like a scrap piece of paper, so I can, you know, trial out some of my colors, make sure that they, you know, actually look the way that I want them to. So yeah, it's going to be incredibly nice once we get rid of this awful heat. I'm definitely very excited for that. Although I'm generally not someone who complains about the heat quite a lot, so Tends to get to everybody else more than it gets to me. I hate the cold. Like, as soon as winter starts, you guys are gonna hear me constantly complaining about winter, so... You much prefer the cold? I bet, I bet. Give me 1 second. So why do you prefer the cold? Because you can rug up? Get cold, put jumper on easy. If it's too hot, there's only so much you can do. Well, yeah, that's true, I guess. But it does, like, I feel like in winter, I get to a certain point where no matter how much I rug up, I'm still cold. And not only that, but you get so constricted with your movement when you have to wear that much clothing. So, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. So I guess I'm a little bit better sticking out the heat rather than, like, you know, dealing with the cold temperatures. But everybody has their own thing, right? Everybody has their own personal taste in weather. That's very true. Yeah, that's fair. You don't feel the cold as much as most people do. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you, yeah, you know, if you don't feel the cold as much, then that makes sense. But I guess that's kind of how it is for me with the heat. It doesn't get to me a whole lot, so I can tolerate the heat a lot better than the cold. Whereas everybody around me starts getting very warm, and so yeah, it's I guess I'm very lucky that I live in Australia for that reason, but... Hello, Queen Melisandre, how are you? How has your week been? Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. So she's definitely going to have blonde hair, that I do know. So I may as well start by, like, just really carefully giving her a light shade of blonde hair. Essentially, I don't know yet. Like, haven't decided what color I want to make the, have I got some residue on this brush or something? I haven't decided what color scheme I want to make her dress and, like, the background and everything, so, I sort of decided, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna start by coloring in the little dinosaur over here, and then from there on I'll figure it out, you know. I do know that I really want to play around with yellow colors. Probably go with purple for her dress, I think. So maybe if I do, like, you know, yellow hair or like blonde yellow hair and then do a purple dress, and then I can do a yellow background, then that'll work. It really does look very, very light on the webcam over there. Hi little bro, how are you doing? How have you been? Hi Robin, you're back! How's it going? I hope your dentist appointment went well. Haven't checked my DMs yet, so if you've replied then I probably haven't seen that, but yeah, I really do hope it's going okay. So I guess I can do like a yellow, one of these yellow bricks down the bottom. So she's got a couple of toys. I can definitely make a couple of those yellow, right guys? What is Zazu doing? He's decided to climb up over his play area and now he's just doing whatever. It's going well? That's great, that's great. Yeah, no, I think someone on Vivi's stream mentioned that, and so, or Vivi did. So, yeah. I'm glad that it's going well. Dentist appointments are never fun, so always good when that does go fairly well. Or as well as possible, right? Cool to see watercolor. You've only seen me do oil so far. Oh, right. Okay, I actually thought I didn't do a lot of oil streams, but clearly I'm mistaken. Yeah, I used to do plenty of watercolor streams, especially last year, or like more like end of last year. But because I was really trying to push, you know, my watercolor paintings and trying to get my oil paintings and trying to get them done, yeah, I guess it has been a while, hasn't it? Do I have a preferred medium? I do, yeah. I think it definitely, if I had to choose, it would be oils. Oils just, I used to be a digital artist, so you guys, you cannot chew that, Zazu. Please come back over here. You can either sit on your window, or you can sit over here, but you cannot chew my chair. Sorry guys, just another Zazu chewing incident I had to evade. Oh, you've seen more watercolor. Yeah, I guess it just depends like when you're on the stream. Because obviously I did used to do a fair amount of watercolor. Like originally I only did sketching for like, I think about 2 to 3 months. And then I switched over to doing some watercolor. And yeah, then I switched over to doing some oils. So now I'm just sort of to and froing from either one. So do I still do your digital sketching right now? I don't really. The only I do use my iPad, you know, so sometimes instead of coloring my pieces, you know, by watercolor, I'll scan them in and I'll color them in Procreate. But I really prefer having, I guess, the natural look that you can get. So if you can see, you know, the way that those edges of the lines sort of fleck together, you can also bleed natural watercolor, like real watercolor, much easier than you can with, you know, Procreate. Procreate doesn't really give you that authentic look, I suppose. So yeah, I guess because of that I sort of prefer this. So don't really use it much. I think it's been probably last year or mid last year that I did you know, a colored drawing in Procreate most of the time now. I just do them with real watercolor. But yeah, no, I don't do digital painting like I used to, you know, in Photoshop. If you go to my DeviantArt account, you can actually see a bunch of my older stuff. I'll try and see if I can show you guys. I'm pretty sure it's nekaki.deviantart.com. I don't know. Yeah, okay, cool. So let me show you guys what I used to do. I just need to share my desktop. For some reason I always need to switch this over. I have no idea why. Anyways, so this is the kind of work that I used to do. See, if I go, I think you can go in the gallery area and then you can sort of scroll through like genres, but I'm not sure if I categorized it. But yeah, this is one of my digital pieces that I did, you know, as my digital art, and I really, you know, enjoyed this kind of thing. But ever since I've moved to traditional paint, it's just been, yeah, just I think I've just kind of found my style a lot more, and yeah, so probably won't go back to this, but I do still like these pieces. I love, you know, what I did with them, and I still love certain aspects about them as well. So yeah, this is one of my favorite ever digital pieces. It's still hanging like in our bathroom, and I still love it. It's called Lollipop Ellie, and I actually want to do like a recreated piece, but in oils of this one. So oils are the best. You can do much different stuff with them. Yeah, I mean, it is obviously much more time consuming, you know, than digital art. So digital art, you don't need to wait for paint to dry and stuff like that, which is awesome. But I feel like, you know, that there's some things that are harder with traditional paint, and there are some things that are easier with traditional paint. It really just depends, you know, like creating a full background in digital art, it's really hard because, you know, recreating the texture in such a way that it looks artistic and not, you know, digital can be quite tricky. Whereas with oil paint, you know, the canvas and the difference in brush strokes sort of does that for you. So to a certain extent, you don't need to worry as much. So I don't think there's like one form of paint that's like one medium that's easier than another. I think it's all just about, you know, you as an artist need to understand each medium and what they do and how to work with them, and then you need to be consistent. Like, you can't use textured brushes if you're painting digitally along with smooth brushes and then have some areas look different. You have to be consistent. And yeah, the same goes for, you know, traditional paint as well. You know, if you over render a certain area and under render another area, it's going to look stupid. It's not going to work. So I think those are just a bit of the pitfalls that are easier to face with digital art. You know, people can get carried away zooming in a lot and over render certain areas, but it's much harder if you're working with traditional paint to do that, because you can't, you know, you've got a limit on the size of your brushes unless you're working on like a super large canvas. Then I suppose that could work, but working with your hands is always more therapeutic, which you feel is lost in digital. Yeah, no, that's yeah, Savage Man, you're totally right. I think that's like probably the number one reason why I switched over to traditional paint. I loved, you know, I love this. I love you know, mixing paints. I love the feeling of control over it, I guess. Even though you do have like more control digitally, but I don't know. I feel like I like the happy accidents. I like I like seeing the paint smeared over things. I like the look of my palette when I'm painting and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. And I also do actually like the final outcome more, you know, so that was obviously a major reason why I switched over. You like handling a brush using a stylus. Isn't even close to the same. Yeah, it's not. Not that I don't respect digital artists in the same way, I do. You know, I follow a ton of really amazing digital artists like Sergey Broza. He's so amazing. Love his work. Loish, love her work. But yeah, I guess for me, I just enjoy the experience more, and I also enjoy the outcome more. So yeah. How about you guys? What are your favorite mediums to work with? Yours is oil. Okay, so I've got a fellow oil lover then. Um, you want to go back to watercolors soon. Okay. So what are you into at the moment? Digital or... I thought you were doing watercolor with Mechanica on stream. Were you doing Copics? Was that Copics? Can't remember. You used to be into watercolor heavy when you were young and dabbled in digital coloring a few years back. Oh, okay. So currently, what would you say it is? Oh, so you prefer watercolor. But you're also not sure if you just needed a better digital pen and pad. To be honest, Queen Melisandre, I don't think so. I actually purchased like a $30 or $40 very cheap digital pad from the grocery store, like literally from a grocery store, and so it was from Aldi, and I used that thing for so long. Like obviously it doesn't have, you know, the same level of pressure sensitivity as a Wacom tablet or maybe what you've got on the iPad, but it's like I didn't notice like this huge difference going to the Wacom in my artwork. Like I was able to push out really good work on both, and like yeah, I did notice the pressure sensitivity and things, but I don't think it was something that helped me back. I think it was just something that maybe made it more fun to use or more comfortable to use at best. So no, I don't think so. I think probably the bigger thing is I personally am not a huge fan of Wacom tablets. I'm not a huge fan of... I think it's just they don't feel like when you push down on them, it doesn't feel immediate, whereas when I'm coloring on my iPad, to me that was much more of a jump from than like going from you know, my cheap pad to my Wacom tablet. I think going to the iPad was actually much more of a jump, and the reason for it was because when I would push down, you know, with my pencil, it's like it felt immediate. It felt more like you were working on like a real piece of paper, and probably just got to do with the latency, I guess. So if anything, the iPad's probably going to be your only improvement that you'll see. But yeah, you got a 30 or 40 buck pad, but you felt like you needed one with better sensitivity. Couldn't ever get the right pressure and it felt off. Okay. Well, maybe, you know, maybe you have a very different drawing style. You know, maybe you're someone who might benefit out of that, you know, because I know that there are some artists, for example, you know, the Surface Pro, if you're using that and you're a comic artist that needs very clean lines, you're going to really notice that it jitters a little bit, whereas the iPad would do that a lot less. So, you know, for someone like me, when, you know, my art style digitally was more of like a painting style, so I didn't even need that very fine control. I was more going with really rough, loose lines and then rendering them in, so it didn't matter to me. But yeah, maybe if you are someone who does have that kind of style, it would help you. Okay, so I am now positive that I want to do a purple dress. So we'll go with purple. We'll definitely go with purple. So I need to mix up some purple for myself again because I kind of ran out, you know? Got ya, thanks for the tips. No worries, I hope they, you know, were helpful. Because yeah, I mean, for a long time when I was, because I started on my very cheap palette, so for me, I was always wondering, oh, would it help me if I got a more expensive, you know, palette? If I got a Wacom, I could probably make much better art. And it didn't really, like, when I got it, it wasn't this huge improvement. What really helped me was like just doing a lot of digital art, like working over and over and over and just getting better. That was much more helpful, obviously, than you know, the tablet itself. So I think that is a tiny bit too purple, so too pink. Don't want to go too pink. Do it. You're painting purple now too. Oh my goodness, we're purple buddies. Are you done with the yellow? Are you glad you're done with the yellow? Because I know you were kind of over all the yellow yesterday. Hopefully you've reached the end of the yellow journey. Oh my goodness, Jason, thank you so much again for the raid. Really appreciate that. What were you working on? Do share, please. Yeah, the end for now anyways. Well, hopefully you can just, like, you know, work on something else for a little while and then eventually go back to the yellow once you've, like, well, you know, once you've become friends with it again. Once it's not being too clingy, you know? Jason, please go ahead and tell us what you're working on. Share a link to your Instagram or, you know, post a photo of what you were working on. I'd love to see. Let me do a shout out for Jason. Because I don't think I've got any mods on at the moment. we go. Awesome. So guys, Jason just rated us, and let me have a look at what Jason was working on. Hopefully I can show you guys. So just gonna pause myself because otherwise I'll hear myself speaking. Oh my goodness. Looks like we had a baby Yoda. I'll go to the end and I'll show you guys a little bit of what Jason was just working on. Oh my goodness, I love this. I love this. Guys, have a look. Why is that not sharing? Give me 1 second. There we go. Have a look at what Jason was working on, guys. It's a little baby Yoda. It's so cute, and it's all done in Copics. Try and get him right side up. There's a good spot with him right side up. Lots of working on the sky over there. Oh my goodness, there's lots of blending. Whoops, no more baby Yoda. There we go. Look at all that blending. Wow. That is so beautiful. Wow. That is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. How lovely. You certainly have a lot of control over Copic markers, that's for sure. Lots and lots of practice, I can tell. That's so beautiful. Love it. Thank you so much again for the raid. Really, really, really appreciate that, Jason. Really appreciate that. Were you happy with how he turned out? He looks amazing. Thank you for the kind words. You're happy so far, got a lot done. I'll just finish up the purple and then I'll have a look at the pic you just shared. Because I don't want that to dry and then not be able to blend it anymore, so. Probably will go over this anyways, so. There we go. Okay, so let us have a look at the pic that Jason just shared of Baby Yoda. How come that won't open? For some reason that will not open. Not sure about that. Copy and paste the link and see and go from there. Ooh, guys, have a look at Baby Yoda over here. That is so cute. He's coming along so well. So well. You're gonna take the VOD and clip it to make a speed drawing. Oh my goodness, I love those. I love speed drawings. They're always so addictive. Like, once you start watching one, you just want to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. What are my feelings on gouache? I I have interesting feelings on gouache because uni kind of ruined that for me, because when we were studying, as soon as I got into illustration, we were asked to do these like squares of colors, and you had to make either harmonious squares, it's basically a wall just of squares, and you had to make it either harmonious or contrasting, or all sorts of things. But the thing is, the whole point of that experiment was to try and learn how to do color properly, but instead the teachers kind of, to me, they felt like they treated it more as like a technical gouache usage kind of thing. We had to get our gouache super smooth, the lines had to be super neat, and we would get things ripping off and all kinds of stuff. And after that project was done, I just didn't want to see gouache anymore. So I don't know, I now use it for like little highlights, in a drawing like my current one. Probably should switch back to my current drawing so you guys can actually see. I would add highlights for the teeth, the eyes, the nose, little things like that. I don't need to, but I kind of like the very highlighted emphasis it does add. So yeah, but no, it kind of, I guess we got off on a wrong foot, and now I'm not keen on it anymore. So, but it's a good medium. Trying to remember her name. I think it's Jaw Cooper. If you Google Jaw Cooper gouache painting, she is an amazing artist, like super good. And yeah, if you look at her stuff and the things that she can achieve in gouache, it will really open your eyes to that medium. You were rated by the lovely Debbie Cat, so you wanted to pay it forward. Oh, how lovely. So what kind of art does Debbie Cat make? That's why you asked it that way? Right, okay, so you kind of figured I didn't... Oh, people have mixed feelings. Yeah, no, I think gouache is a very, it's either a hated medium or it's a very loved medium, but yeah, for me personally, I guess I fall in the hate gouache medium. So, but no, I kind of I guess I always feel like, it's not the medium that's bad, it's more that, I need to know how to work with the medium properly before I can truly say that I hate it or don't hate it. So, nothing wrong with the medium, it's just me. You can see how I would hate gouache after that. Yeah, no, it was I still have them. I still have those squares, but yeah, I didn't like them. Try and see if I can show you guys what the project looked like. got one. I got one of those. So this is obviously a terribly messy one. If we did this at uni, we would have... here's a little bit of a better one. It's much better. This is more like what we did at uni. Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's another one. That's also a good one. Okay. So yeah, this here, guys, this is what we did at uni. So basically, this kind of color wheel, well, it's like a color wheel except like a color square thing. But this one's really badly done. You can see all the grooves in there and stuff. If we had that at uni, you know, that one's got, you can see how rough these are. If we did this at uni, we would have like failed outright. So I'm guessing they had like different criteria for their project, but yeah, we had to do colored squares like this with gouache, and if your lines weren't 100% clean, I don't know if this one was done traditionally or digitally, but it looks very neat. So yeah, this is an example of, you know, we had to put certain colors together or do like a harmonious one, like a warm one, cool ones, you know, different things like that. So yeah, it was a very intense project, I guess. I didn't really enjoy it at all, and that's kind of where I lost my love for gouache. But you only have one tube of white, only gouache you own. Well, yeah, kind of like, I feel like I have like a whole drawer full of gouache, but this is kind of like the only gouache that I use anymore, my like little tube of gouache that I use for like highlighting eyes and things. Over there, Zazu. Can you guys see little Zazu napping over there? He was napping a little bit. When neatness is emphasized over artistic merit, reminds you of design class. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how I felt about that project. It was kind of like, well, you know, we're in an art class. Why are we being critiqued for being neat? But I do think that they were trying to teach us how to use masking tape properly. You know, how to, if you do use gouache, how to get it smooth, how to have the paint at the right consistency. Because, you know, when you do paint with it, you are going to use dry brush or wet brush or like different techniques in an actual painting. So I think there was some merit to it, but I think we could have practiced that in a different way. You know, we could have maybe done like an art piece instead, you know, because that felt very clinical and it felt very restrictive, and just, I mean, it ruined gouache for me. It really did. Thank you so much for the follow, Gilly Rainbow. Really appreciate that. How are you doing? You've picked up a lot of gouache techniques from James Gurney. I don't think I've heard of James Gurney. Who is he? Like, is he... what kind of art does he make? I guess is a better question to ask. So, I'm going to give her some green eyes. I want to sort of reflect the little dinosaur in her as well. There we go. Should definitely check out James Gurney. His YouTube is a gem. Okay, okay. I may make a note of that. Okay, take a new note and call it James Gunn. You never answered. Debbie Cat does digital work. So, like, what subject matter does it do? Like, dragons, characters of his own comics, or what? He made. Oh, James Gurney made the Dinotopia books. Okay, that's pretty awesome. You're hungry, so you're a bit disoriented. No worries. Well, if you need a break after streaming, that's totally cool. I know how it feels when you've been painting for ages and talking, and you just need to be, you just want to relax. So, if you need to do that, you go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna open up the original sketch just because I need to be able to check my values, And I'm pretty sure this was done in maybe early 2019, yes. Okay, so not that long ago. So yeah, I just need to check where I did the dark bits and where I did the light bits. He does a lot of fantasy stuff. Okay, okay. She does like figures, almost like cartoon or anime characters. Right, okay, that sounds pretty cool. I need to check her work out. Hey Nekaki, her pet looks like a handful. Are you meaning Zazu over there in the back? Well, right now he's like peacefully sleeping. If you can see. He's just sleeping. Very, very tired. Very relaxed, so he's not a handful at all right now. Thank you so much for the follow, Real Big Riff. Really appreciate that. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please go ahead. Feel free to share your artwork with us. Oh dang, dang about sharing your artwork or what? Cool, so I have pretty much got all the values down that I wanted. I have a feeling I want to give him like a bright yellow, like a very golden bow. So I'll try and do that as well. Gonna have a lot of yellow in this, but that's what I wanted. I did some drawings. I have the color scheme envisioned while I'm working on it in grayscale, and then other pieces I can't figure it out. Even right up until I'm doing the final piece, I can't figure it out. Well, you're an animator or illustrator. Well, that's really cool. Would love to see your work. Yellow arc. Oh, yellow? Because you don't want to see more yellow? Well, Dev, it is your day. It is totally your day right now. If you need to flee for a second, I would totally understand. Also, it's too hot here. Paint is drying up way too fast. Yeah, I can imagine. Luckily I'm working with watercolors, so, you know, water and not getting dry kind of helps. Kind of helps everything. I really do love the beautiful flecking that I got over here on her dress. I'm loving that. Okay, so I need to start adding more values to her face. So we'll work on that. You're using water too. Okay. At least the yellow looks better than your yellow. Why? I liked your yellow. It's so vibrant. It's beautiful. Your yellow looked amazing. I don't know why you feel like you didn't. Yes, I can give him a beautiful, like, orange, like, eye as well. That should look perfect. We can get an actually nice orange in there. That'll help. Probably need a bit of a smaller brush. It's 29 Fahrenheit here. Let me check. I don't know how much 29 Fahrenheit is. Oh my goodness, that's minus 1.6 Celsius. Oh no, that is way too cold, Jason. How are you coping? I would just like crawl up in a blanket and not come out until the weather improves, because I don't do the cold very well. I'm just going to give a little bit of a yellowish tint to his, you know, his little teeth over there. Gonna get grey though, but the talons need to be properly dark, because I need them to be quite prominent. I need you to be able to see that he is, like, he is made for business, except he's just a little too small at this point to really make it stick. That's the idea, anyways. What are you guys all up to today? Are you guys all getting up to something creative along the side? Watching the stream and making some art, I hope? There we go. Just lurking and working. Hi, by the way. Hello, Sasaki. Glad to see you back here. How are you doing with work today? Is it, I hope it's art, or is it like your day job? Either way, I hope it's going well. Just some boring hand sanding. Why is that boring? Hand sanding sounds very cool. My mum makes some of the most amazing wood projects, and yeah, I think if you're really talented at it, it's super creative. I am not very practical, so not great at it myself, but I have a lot of respect for people who do woodworks and do it well, so... Oh, Jeremy! Hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Would you like to share your artwork with us? We don't have a mod on here at the moment, so I'm gonna have to do a shout out for you myself. There we go. Awesome. Let me go and have a look at what you were making. But yeah, please feel free to, you know, share your work with us. Share your Instagram account if you have one. Let me have a look. Oh no, we can't see what you were doing. Was that a host or was that a raid? What's a raid? Can't see your past recording on there, Jeremy. So if you'd love to, you know, if you like to share your work with us, drop a link to your Instagram account and I'll go and have a look. What were you working on today? It's not the worst, but it does get tedious after hours of it. Yeah, no, I can imagine that. I can imagine, you know, it must be kind of like, you know, me working on my extensive long-term oil paintings and just being like, you know, I've been on this section for, you know, the last few weeks. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. It does happen. It does happen. But I think that you do get somewhere, even though it doesn't always feel that way. you were just drawing Catwoman. You're new to Twitch, so just playing with setting still. Oh, okay. So what medium did you do Catwoman in? Oh, we've got a link. Let me have a look. Wow, this is beautiful. Guys, have a look at this beautiful piece of Catwoman. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's done in pencils. Okay. I really love the way you did the shading on here, you know? So much attention to, you know, the folds and how they're laying, you know, wrapped around her body. It's so beautiful. She's got some pearls in her hands. Are those pearls? They look like pearls. I don't know Catwoman very well, so she does look beautiful. So I'm guessing you're going to finish her up during your next stream. Wow, she's beautiful. Guys, do give Joe a follow if you can. That is some crazy beautiful work. Thank you again so much for the raid, Jeremy. Really appreciate that. Thank you, there are pearls. That's awesome. So is that related to the Catwoman story by any chance, or is that just something that you wanted to add in there? How was your first experience streaming then, by the way? Did you enjoy it? People here, especially in the creative community, are super, super nice, so I'm sure that you had a fine time. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Jeremy. Really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm getting to the point now where the colours are getting a little darker. So I don't want them oversaturated. Like, you know, obviously my style is not something that's overly colourful. I tend to play around with more pastel-y tones and things. So I just want to tone down some areas that are a little bit too fresh. So do you often draw comics, Jeremy, or do you just kind of go with whatever you feel like doing that day? What is your favorite thing to draw? No problem. This was your second stream working on your drawing. It'll probably take a couple more hours, but thanks for checking it out. How long have I been working on this piece tonight? So I sketched this piece I think early 2019. So I finished the whole sketch and then I just transferred it over onto some watercolor paper. So the sketch itself wasn't designed tonight, but all the colouring got done tonight. So I've been going for, let me see how long. So far we're an hour in. So we're making good progress, I must say. Definitely going a lot quicker than I expected. So yeah, I need to decide, do I want to do a background wash or do I want to keep it just plain white? Haven't really made up my mind just yet. You switch between comics and people. Okay. So human subjects are your preference then? Well, mine is drawing little kids and drawing animals, so you're always bound to see some kind of animal in my pieces. Do I feel my style has changed though from since I've drawn it a couple years ago? I don't think a whole lot. I think I've definitely become better at doing certain things, but I don't think that my style itself has changed a whole lot. Which I think is a good thing, because I did reach a point a couple of years ago where I sort of found my style and I started noticing, this is how I want to draw my characters, this is how I want to do eyes, body shapes and all that kind of thing. So at the moment, I'm not really changing my style a lot. I am not, I do expect that it may change, slightly and slowly over, years, but I don't think it's deliberate changes anymore. I think the changes tend to just be coincidence or me realizing that I need to improve. For example, I wasn't really good at drawing ears when I started this drawing. I've gotten a lot better at doing that since this one. So things like that. I think my skills have definitely improved. So I wouldn't really say that my style has changed a lot, but I do definitely think that my skills have improved since. Which does end up in me being like, oh, this could have been done a different way, or that could have been done a different way, but it's not the end of the world, and I do new drawings very frequently anyway, so I get to experience that. Get to experience making them the way that I want them to be. You'll give me a follow on Insta. Thanks, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I'm actually very excited because I ordered some t-shirts based on one of my recent characters that I did, which is Abigail, the skeleton girl. And those t-shirts are about about to arrive on Friday. So I'm super excited. I just hope that you know, the sizes will be correct and fit me and everything. So very, very much holding out for that, and can't wait to see that. I'm wondering whether or not this, you know, this point is already close enough for me to start working on next stage, you know, going to graphite. I was watching Katie Bob's stream just before going live earlier, and she was working on one of the smallest pieces you know, that I've ever seen anybody working on Twitch. I have seen people doing that on Instagram, but yeah, it's so small. Must take some, you know, very fine handwork to do something in that size. Very incredible. I always love seeing what other people get up to. It's amazing. Okay, so I need to do his shadow, which goes to here. I absolutely love how that blended in. It's so beautiful. You always hated drawing small? Well, it's really hard drawing small. I mean, if you're drawing super small, you can't, you know, work on details in the same way. You need to be really, really careful. So, yeah, working large is definitely much easier because you can render up those tiny little details, and it really helps. It really helps. What is the smallest thing you've ever drawn? I have this very small notebook actually. I'll show you guys. This little thing. So, the thing is about that big. It's about the size of my hand. So yeah, very, very small. And if you look into it, it's got very tiny drawings. They're very, very small. Very, very. They're like my basic sketches when I just start out, but they're not the smallest that I've seen people do. They're just like about the smallest that I do. So yeah. This is a preliminary sketch that I did for one of my larger A4 pieces actually. So a lot of my ideas start this small, at this scale, and then, you know, I work them up and they get a little bit bigger. So yeah. But yeah, done a whole lot of sketches. This is my little alien, and yeah, I still love him. He was like one of the first sketches in my new style when I moved over from digital art to traditional, and I loved him. I still love him. A little cutout piece that I did just for some quick prints, like part of a giveaway a couple of years ago. It was like a pencil drawing. This is like really old stuff. Very, very old work. So yeah. I'll show you guys the larger scale piece. Just give me 1 second. Let's move my painting out of the way. So this is the sketchbook. This sketchbook I started this year, so I'll probably show you guys close a little bit and then show you the full size one. So this is part of a drawing I'm doing for Cody Shibi's eyeball challenge, and the preliminary sketch in that tiny sketchbook was the one that I did, you know, to plan this one. So yeah, it's this is what the whole piece looks like. Hope that's not overexposed. Yeah, this is my Paperblanks sketchbook. It's one of my favorite sketchbooks ever. I still love it to this day. I've gone through 2 so far, so probably will finish that one by end of next year or end of this year, depending on how much painting versus drawing I do. We'll see. Thank you so much for the follow, Gabby Thrill, or Gabby Thill. Gabby Thill. That size is probably the smallest you usually draw on, but you're learning a lot from watching other Twitch artists. Lol, love that alien. Yeah, no, my alien's one of my favorites, so very happy with him. Okay, so we have about finished, and I'm just going to clean up a couple of details here and blend them in a little bit better. I have a feeling I'm either going to do like a full gradient wash. The problem is, if I do a full gradient wash, what color? So part of me wants to make it green, like maybe a very, very light green, or I can make it like a light yellow. Thanks for the follow, Matt. Really appreciate that. Please feel free to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, share your art with us. Always love to see new work from you guys. Now I'm going to do a wash. I probably need a bigger brush than this one. I do want to start the wash before I continue the rest of the painting, so Now is a good time to decide. Do I want to do it or not? I feel like I don't really want too much green. I rather wanted more yellow, which Def isn't gonna love, but probably more yellow is the direction that I'm moving to. I may try on the side to just play around with a bit of a yellow gradient over here, and we'll see how that goes. It's probably a bit fresh, don't want that fresh. We'll go a little bit more gold. My only concern is if I do go with yellow, I may end up losing focus on the yellow bits I already have. So I think I'm just going to go with not doing anything. You know, I can always decide to add something later on, but I do need to add some shadow, so we'll go ahead and do that. Cool. So got a bit of a background going. I just need to darken certain areas as well. I've added a little bit of a square shape just to show that she's kind of set in a scene. I think I do need to bring it out just a tad. Go. I've got a little bit of a backdrop there. Meaning I can kind of decide. I actually think I do want to go and like add a little bit of skirting board. So I'm going to extend this background further. I'm running through so much paint here, constantly needing to create some more. I love how free watercolor is. It's literally like, it's in some ways such a forgiving medium, but also not. Like, you also have to work very quickly with it. Otherwise, it just has a mind of its own. So it's both forgiving and also not. But I love the fact that it does allow you to, you know, while you're working, to erase things and add things and that sort of stuff. It's really nice. But oils does allow you to do that to an extent as well. And well, the nice thing about oils is, you know, you can keep going over and over. With watercolors, you reach a certain point where you can no longer keep painting over it, you know, you saturate the paper. So I guess it's not exactly the most forgiving medium, but I don't know. I think it works pretty nice. Cool. So I've now got a bit of a horizon line. So I want to try and add some skirting board if I can. So I've got her walking, and I'm going to give her very like a light maroon colour. So I have a feeling really struggling with the colour scheme. I don't want to go with green. I don't want to add another colour. So do I go with yellow? I think I really do want to go with like a light yellow shade. I need to make sure my brush is properly clean though at this point. That's nice. Okay, so we'll start by adding yellow all over the sky. I'm gonna do a little bit of a gradient so the light is focused on her eyes. You know, you want to try and lead your eye to the characters instead. So I'll give it a bit of gradient to do that. For some reason, I keep smelling a wet dog in this room, and I have no idea why. Like, it can't be Zazu. And I have no idea where that smell is from. It's not a terribly awful smell, but It smells like a wet dog. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can really see, because the color sort of gets blown out a little bit on the screen. But I've sort of just added a darker gradient of yellow to some areas, so there's a bit of a wall going. Time to mix up some more paint. That is way too bright. I don't need that much. Thank you. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, now luckily I have a little bit of a gradient, and that is just enough. That's exactly what I wanted. So I wanted to make the background blend in a little bit more, so I'll just give it some more yellow so that it looks like a unit and doesn't just stand out like it's a cutout. I'm gonna have to add colors back in for those bricks as well. There we go. All blended in perfectly. Oh, you love this little girl that has a dino. Reminds you of a creepy take on Rugrats. Oh, I can't say that I recognize that. Oh my goodness, Katie Bob, it's you. Wow, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. How have you been? I know that you were working on that tiny painting. We were actually just talking about it on my stream earlier and how small a painting is that you were working on. That is so tiny. Would you like to share a picture of what you were up to? Let me quickly go and show everybody on my stream how tiny this is. So guys, if you don't already follow Katie Bob, you really should. We don't have a mod on here at the moment, so I'll do a shout out. Please go and give her a follow because her work is really beautiful, and she's like one of the most relaxing art streams that I have ever found. I was so surprised when I learned that she'd been streaming for 5 years because I hadn't come across her, and I've been on Twitch for quite a while. So if she hadn't raided me, I wouldn't have ever found her, and I'm so glad that I did. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. McDin and Harlan loves Lofton Art. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, you're very welcome. And I'm glad that I get to keep up your work. Let me show everybody what Katie Bob was working on before. I actually really loved the previous painting you did, the one with the glasses. I'll go right till the end, so hopefully we can see what it looked like near the end. So guys, this is Katie Bob's Beautiful, beautiful piece. I'll go in theatre mode so you guys can see it bigger. It is so small. I mean, it is tiny. And just so, like, well planned out in this little tiny composition. I can't wait to see it done. Try and see where her hand is. So there you guys can see, that's the size of her hand compared to the piece. It is so small. So, so small. Very beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Hello from Turkey. Hello to you too. 5 years. She was 13 when she started streaming. I thought that she said 5 years. Thank you for the follow, Master Noob and Sergo Suna. Really appreciate that. Please feel free to introduce yourselves, guys. Tell us where you're from and tell us what kind of art you make. You love this painting I'm working on. So cute. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, so this is a little piece that I drew up in probably early 2019, I think. And yeah, so I've just decided to do a watercolor piece of it today because I want to give it some color. So you can see at the bottom, she's got some little toys and she's just carrying her very begrudged friend over here. But he's not quite big enough to defend himself from her, so... I wasn't kidding about the size. I know, Jeremy, I know. It is so small. So, so small. Ooh, I got a bird. Yeah, so this is little Zazu over here. I'll try and show you guys a bit bigger. So you can see little Zazu in the back over here. Just chilling out by himself. He's real happy. He's always in my studio with me, so I'm very, very lucky. But yeah, no, he's got an outside cage, he's got an inside cage, he's got like a perch along the wall, and then he's got his throne over there, so he's a bit of a mascot on the stream, which is why we have, let me show you guys, which is why we have these emotes for little Zazu. You have a Zazu emote? You do, yeah. I think someone gifted you a sub last time. Hang on, my chat has just screwed up a bit, so... Yeah, many cages. He really does have so many cages, so yeah, it's crazy. Thank you for the follow, Issa Julia. Really appreciate that. So yeah, we just finished the wash for the background, guys. And we're now going to just give a little bit more colour here and there. Make some things focus. I am also tempted to sort of add like very clean stripes in the background for wallpaper, so we might do that. I look a lot like Lily Collins. Oh, thank you. I do get that quite often as well. He's got a cool owner. Well, I hope so. I think Zazu's like way cooler than me, but she's way too... Hang on. My chat has just scrolled in a weird way where I can't read everything you guys are saying. I'm not sure why it's doing that. So. Yeah, it's just strange. Sorry. Fortunately, I can't read all the sentences. Am I Australian? Yes, I am. Whereabouts are you from? So I think I'm gonna go for just like darker-ish stripes. So I need to probably go just very straight lines. That looks good. Might go with that. Thank you for the follow, Vera and Obi-Wan. Nice nicks you guys got there. How are you guys doing today, and whereabouts are you from? Are you from Melbourne? How are the lockdowns going? Because I heard you guys had a fresh outbreak. That's not cool. So I've just got to keep at it and keep going with these stripy designs that I've got. You love being locked up. It's Pog. Me too, me too. Yeah. You went for a walk before and forgot your mask, so you pretended you were going for a jog. Well, exactly. I mean, what can they do, right? What can they do? Can only do so much to you. So I'm not sure if I should have added so much yellow there. I'm gonna try and remove some of that if I can. Definitely do need to go lighter from here rather than darker. Is that a poem? Wait, what? It feels weird how walking around without a mask now. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? We never had to like not wear masks here, but I know that in other states they did, so. There we go. That's definitely a lot lighter. So, much more happy with that, you know? The darker one you did before. You like my drawing, by the way. It's beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for the follow, Bang. I'm just going to call you Bang because I don't know how to say the rest of that. Can you have it? There will be prints of this one up in my Etsy store when I'm done. I'm actually pretty excited because I'm getting... I made a t-shirt out of one of my favorite drawings recently, one that I did last year. And they're arriving on Friday, so I'll actually get to wear them, which is pretty exciting. So I'm just hoping that the size was, you know, that I got the size correct and that everything's gonna work out, because buying clothes, you know, ordering clothes online is not always the easiest thing, and so I had to order them specifically in my size, so we shall see how they turn out, right? Fingers crossed though. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Yeah, I really love making t-shirts out of my characters. I really need my bigger brush for this, and I'm not sure where I put it. Yeah, I think I've been making my t-shirts now for a couple of years, so it's been a while, and I've definitely learned a lot of things since I started it. You know, what works and what doesn't work, so... Thank you for the follow, Grumpy Illustrator. Really appreciate that. You love the dinosaur, he's so cute. He really is, he really is. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, also Rocky. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, you know, share your art with everyone, we'd love to see, love to know where you're from. Yeah, you thought you were already following, came on the raid. Yeah, because I know I saw you before. How is your printmaking coming along, Grumpy Illustrator? Because I know you said that you were doing a black and white version of that. So curious how that's coming along. Are you enjoying it at least? There we go. So I've got all my stripes of the wallpaper done. So now I can decide, do I want to add like little flowers here and there? Probably do, because I just want to add a little bit more visual interest in the background, you know? You still got your 2 fingers? Well, that's good. That's always good. You're going to get ready to sleep. Have a good stream and stay safe. You too, Jeremy, you too. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. So it requires huge patience. Well, I'm glad you still got your fingers. That's always important when you're doing printmaking, you know, you don't want to lose your fingers. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what that turns out. I love your style. Your style is so good. So hot here. Where are you? Oh, okay. Well, it's very hot here as well. Apparently Def, who's from the same state as me, said it was 44 degrees Celsius here. I'm not sure how much it is now, but yeah, it's pretty warm here at the moment. Luckily we do have air conditioning, but it doesn't really get inside my studio very well. So yeah, 44, but that was outside, so it's definitely a lot cooler inside where I'm at. I'm very, very lucky. I really love this yellow colour. It's so vibrant and beautiful, and yeah, I just love everything about it. I just want to create a little bit more contrast with that background. I'm obviously going to go over with graphite pencils a little bit later, so it won't matter too much, but do what we can at every stage, you know. Look, it's not great, but at least it's not 45. Yeah, exactly. At least it's not 45, right? Always look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side with everything. Yeah, could be worse. Could be worse. That's right, Def. But hey, we're coping. We're coping. We're obviously used to the heat over here, so it's definitely not the end of the world, you know. But yeah, it does make a lot of things difficult. Like, I actually think today feels a little better than yesterday did. Or maybe I was just not, maybe I was just moving more yesterday, so that's why yesterday ended up feeling, you know, a little bit worse. Because, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel as bad today. Definitely feels a little bit better. Yeah, yesterday was more humid for sure. Yeah, I guess so. It's probably why. Luckily, it's not as humid today because I'm enjoying this much more than yesterday. Still gotta work on her eyebrows as well. Haven't started adding those in. So yeah, I spent all of yesterday rearranging my whole studio, and it's a lot easier to move around here because since I started streaming, everything in the space has just felt like it doesn't quite work. I needed to, you know, have my setup a certain way so that the streaming could function, but it just didn't work very well for, you know, the other purposes I had for this room. So I spent yesterday moving everything around and it's a lot easier now. Well, you're gonna get you some food. You hope I have a wonderful stream. You can't wait to see this finished. Oh, Katie, thank you so much. I'll definitely be posting it on Instagram, that's for sure. So you will be bound to see it, I can imagine. But thank you again so much, Katie, for sharing your work with us. I may know your Instagram because I didn't see you sharing it. I may know your Instagram from memory, so if I put that in. Yes, so that's 2.0. If I show that to everybody, you know, they can see some of the other work that you've been producing. I'll show that to everybody quickly. So guys, this is KT Bob's Instagram account. If you're not already following her, please do. Her work is stunning, as you can see. Look at this oil painting. This is so, so beautiful. I am astounded that I didn't know about her sooner. Really surprised, but this always happens to me. I always find these streamers that I didn't know about, and I'm like always scouting. This is another amazing one that she did. Pretty sure this was yesterday or the day before. No, the day before yesterday. She was working on this one. Very, very beautiful. So cool. It kind of reminds a lot of people of the little kid in Stranger Things. And I can see why. This one is I think this is my favorite piece by her. Just the level of detail and just how soft everything feels is so gorgeous, and I love the colors. It is amazing, amazing work. And I love her froggies. She has so many froggies, guys. They're the cutest. I mean, they have wings. Look at their wings. This one's got a snail on his head. So cool. Absolutely so cool. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. You're welcome, Kitty. Go and have some food and I hope you enjoy it. I really, really do. Thank you again for rating. Okay, so time to add little flowers. I need a smaller brush for that, so I'm gonna go with this one. Now, do I go with yellow flowers or do I go with purple flowers? I don't think I want too much emphasis on the background, so I think I'm going to just do very light yellow flowers just to get tiny patterns in that background. Or like dinosaur paws actually. I kind of feel like dino paws. I think that needs to be a little bit lighter though. Don't want to go that dark. Kind of just want... Why is there so much black in that? There we go, that's a little bit better. I want it visible, but not too dark. Thanks, have a wonderful time. We will, Katie. Thank you so much for reading. Just asked if it's Mildura, because, sorry, it's cutting off a bunch of you guys' chat, because something from there, oh, you're from there originally and it gets hot out there, not trying to dox me. No, so I'm from South Australia. Not quite sure where Mildura is. Which state is Mildura in? There we go. Slowly getting some patterns going. It's near the border of South Australia. It's closer to Adelaide than Melbourne. Okay. Yeah, I'm not great with places. I pretty much don't go anywhere, so when I was younger, we used to travel across, you know, all of Australia. We used to do these trips, you know, across the Nullarbor, from Perth to Brisbane, Brisbane to Melbourne, Melbourne to Adelaide, and that was pretty fun. But I'm not much of a traveling person myself, so I'm also, because I don't go anywhere, I don't really know a lot of place names. So I'm pretty terrible like that. At least we're getting some wallpaper going. You remember the Nullarbor? You were there as well? Did you do like a drive through there? It's pretty beautiful there sometimes of the year, depending, you know, when you go. We didn't go when it was really beautiful, sadly, so we kind of missed out on all the beautiful flowers and stuff that they supposedly have, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, not the end of the world. I'm sure we can do it again sometime. You slept there one night. Didn't realize how cold it got. Like, did you camp? Because they don't have a lot of places to stay along the way in some of those towns. It was pretty crazy. And there's so many road trains, like these massive, massive road trains. And yeah, because a lot of those drivers get quite tired, you need to be really careful. Like we almost actually got hit by one because, you know, it was the driver got really tired and he started swerving. Yeah, road trains woke you up. I can imagine. I can totally imagine that. Yeah. Sorry about the noise, guys. Zazu's having a bit of a time there. I'm just gonna be right back and give him something to eat so he'll calm down. So, give me 1 second, guys. Overtaking a road train is the most terrifying experience at the wheel for you. It's so crazy, right? I mean, they're huge, and a lot of those drivers have been going for hours, so they're extremely tired, and yeah, it's not always great. Not always very safe. I'm always amazed at how some of those drivers have so much experience, you know, handling large vehicles like that. Like even bus drivers, if you look at how they operate those large buses, especially in tiny areas, it's pretty awesome. They're very, very good at what they do. I wouldn't want to operate one of those, that's for sure. I'm really glad that I added some wallpaper because it's looking really good now. Hopefully you were safe, Grumpy Illustrator. Hopefully it wasn't a close call like we had. But you know, we survived, so it's all that matters, right? You screamed on the way past it, but no, you were safe. Okay, well that's good, that's good. Yeah, sometimes you wonder, do they see me? Do they not see me? Because you're so small and it's so easy for you to, if you're driving a normal car, to end up in the blind spot, you know? And I mean, you don't want to do that. You really don't. We've got a whole lot to get done still, but what time is it at the moment? Can't see on there. So it's around 5. Wow. We have been streaming for 2 hours so far, so started a little late today, which wasn't the intention, but this kind of happened that way. Had a couple of things on earlier, so needed to get that out of the way first. Meant that I couldn't be streaming when I wanted to. This is one very time-consuming little project. Would have gone a lot quicker if I kept the background just white, but it's definitely a lot more interesting, you know, putting her in the scene and giving her a little bit more story and everything. It's kind of what I love most about my characters, is being able to give them a story, you know, bringing out their personalities. That's why I love sketching so much. I think between sketching and my oil paintings, I can't choose which one's my favorite. Gotta be one of those. Definitely. How about you guys? What are your favorite ways to paint? Is it when you're at the end of a piece, or is it when you're at the start of a piece? What's your favorite point of the process? During with lead in the Book of Life for sure. Okay. After all base coats and shading are done, getting to start highlighting up and bringing contrast. Yeah, so you enjoy the final details more. I'm the same, Def. I'm the same. I enjoy that. But I also do enjoy, you know, the original stages of a drawing, when you feel like you're sort of creating a character out of the mist, and you know, there's nothing of them, but you're literally like bringing them to life. I think that's definitely still one of my most rewarding parts of art, is when I bring a new character to life from sketching, like from scratch, just nothing, just me and the paper and the character. I love that. We've got a whole lot more to do with pencil work on this one. So this is not the final part of her. I still gotta, you know, work on shading her and everything. She's quite far from done. But I love her already. I love what she's turned out as, and she's definitely looking great. There we go. Awesome. Let me just go give Zazu something to eat real quick. Wow, it's really getting so warm in here. So warm. Well guys, we have the wallpaper done. I know the paper is curling quite a bit, but we'll fix that eventually. So the wallpaper's all done and we've got our little character there. So I'm just going to increase the colours on these bricks down the bottom. I want to make them just a little bit more vibrant. And they are. There we go. I think that one was yellow. Got quite a fair amount of yellow in here by now, but that's alright. I did want to have yellow being quite prominent. I got my wish, I got my wish. Hello Khan, how are you today? I'm doing well. Love the dress, really floral, thank you. Yeah, it is. It's a very floral day today. Guess I'm just feeling in the mood. A happy mood. It's Ma, hello, how are you doing? Welcome back, glad to see you on here again. How has your day been and what have you been up to? So yeah, guys, we are finished. We're now at the point where I'm going to take a photo and then we can start adding some graphite in. So yeah, let me be right back. Give me 1 second and I will take a photo and then we can proceed to the graphite part. The red lipstick really matches the roses on the dress. Thank you, yeah. I always love matching colours wherever I can. Look how beautiful my practice sheet turned out as. Look how beautiful this watercolour has flecked out into the other areas. I always love this. Love collecting it. It's what the other side looks like at the moment. So beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so we're done with the watercolour. Oops, did I mess that up? Probably should have dried that before I did that. There we go. That should be fine. So we're done with the watercolour. Now, we are moving on to the graphite portion, guys. And then I will use my very much despised gouache, which I don't use very often, but I only use it for little highlighted areas. You're pretty alright? No complaints. The other day you got a new phone. Moving everything over to the new device, sadly had to make a new Snapchat. How come? Thankfully there isn't a lot of people you talk to on there, so you didn't have to add a lot of people. Also, trying to learn values more and gonna do a study digitally. That does sound very, very cool, Khan. I can't wait to see what you do. Well, what phone did you get? You're swell. The more important question is, how am I doing? You've been working on a penmanship by writing and rewriting a pangram over and over. You chose a French pangram, so you would be forced to slow down. You don't know French at all, So what is a pangram? Don't know what that is. Yeah, it's very curious how or why my chat is hiding a certain portion of it. I'm not sure. It's just gone really weird and I can't seem to fix it. Maybe that'll fix it. Nope. Well, we'll just have to deal with it. It's just cropping up a bunch of the words that you guys are saying, so cool. So I am now gonna be starting adding in the original line work that I did. We probably won't get super far, but I'm gonna do my best. A pangram is an alphabetic sentence using every letter of a given alphabet at least once. Pangrams have been used to display typefaces, develop handwriting, calligraphy, storyboarding. The best known English pangram is "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." Oh, right. Okay, now I know what a pangram is. Definitely heard of them before now. Yeah. Kind of get annoyed at how everybody uses the same sentence, but I suppose there's a reason for it, you know. Obviously a reason. Well, most of the stuff, it auto-logs you based off your email, but Snapchat hasn't been logging you in because you used a separate email. No worries though, and you got the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. It's really awesome, great camera on it, and with the stylus that comes with it, you can take photos when you're away from your phone. That is very handy, I didn't realize that. You named your PC, so maybe you should give a name to your phone as well. Yeah, definitely do, definitely do. My sister called her phone Jarvis after Tony Stark's, you know, systems. I thought that's a pretty cool name. Pretty creative. So maybe you can call it Jarvis. I call mine BB-8 and R2-D2 and C-3PO, depending on which device. So, I love Star Wars, so obviously it had to be that, and also I love BB-8 and I love R2, so had to be one of those. I'm pretty sure my iPad's called BB-8, my phone is called R2, and my computer, I think, is called C-3PO. Inksnape is a suiting name since the stylus represents a wand and the color of your phone is Mystic Black. Well, there you go. You've already got the name sorted out, don't you? You've got the second Note, third and 8 went to 10, S10 5G, and the camera is quite a lot better, and you were looking at the Note 20 Ultra the other day to take pictures. Yeah, well, I've got an iPhone, and I will never move away from Apple. I'm pretty much very happy with everything they make, and just find it very, you know, user-friendly. For me, you know, everything syncs up perfectly, and I love that. So I'm very happy with my phone. But if I did upgrade, it would be because of the camera, because that would be the first thing I need an upgrade for. But I think my camera's still pretty okay. It's probably not going to compare with the new phones, but because I've got a 10, an iPhone 10. So it's not that old. Depending on like what you consider old, I suppose. I mean, some people like to get a new phone every year. You named your computer Lurch from Adam's Family. Oh my goodness. Do I know Ted Cassidy, the actor who played Lurch from the 1964 show? He was said to play Gomez originally. I haven't watched the original one, the original Adam's Family. I only watched the new one, so I can't say that I do. Can't say that I do, unfortunately. Almost forgot, I didn't add yellow to her eyebrows, so I do need to add just a little bit of yellow to her eyebrows. Okay, just enough. You haven't named your tech? Or your writing utensils? Well, maybe you need to think about some names for them. I'll just be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Just had to put little Zazu outside because he hasn't gotten to be in his outside cage all day, and he often tends to get quite crammed up inside if he's bored and, you know, doesn't have a lot to do. So had to put him outside real quick. Call you boring? You really don't find the need to name inanimate objects. You'll not knock anyone's choice though. That's totally fine, it's mine, you don't need to. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, I think it's just, I just enjoy seeing it on the network names or whatever as something cool and creative. Like when things are a little bit different. You name your guitars. Oh, what kind of guitars have you got? That's pretty cool. The only thing you think you'll ever name would be a vehicle if you own one once you finally get one. You don't have one? Well, hopefully you get to have one very soon. What kind of vehicle would you like to have? Like, what's your dream one? I own a VW Beetle and it's my favorite car in the world, and I'd never have picked another and I couldn't be happier. So yeah, I really hope you do get the kind of vehicle that you want. That would be awesome. You like the extra step of apologizing to inanimate objects if you bump into them. Something you've done since a child. You know, you're such a weirdo. That is actually so cute. I actually love that idea. Maybe it's not great for your mental health and like constantly apologizing for everything, but hey, it's like, you know, you've got more friends surrounding you, so that's an addition. It's something other people don't have. Gibson Les Paul and Fender Stratocaster. What is that? Oh, those are your guitar names. You name everything. The drill is Beryl. You've got a drummer named Ivor, and a pair of headphones called Hazel, and of course the car is called Charlene. Wow, you really do go all out, don't you? That does sound awesome though. What kind of car have you got? Is it a Holden? Most people in Australia own Holdens. Guitar types, name of course there's Alexis, Paris, Amber, something, Annabelle, May, okay. She's big, she's from the 80s, she's a Land Cruiser, oh, okay. You've the names Elise and Annabelle. Oh, you love the names Elise and Annabelle? It was named after the incredibly talented musician Ellie's house. Sorry, it's cutting off the start of you guys' messages for me, so I can't read the start. Probably will get fixed when I quit the software, but then I have to stop the stream, you know. I don't want to do that right now. (1973) International Harvester Travel Tale. It's a large-scale SUV similar to a 70s Chevrolet Suburban or 70s Ford. The International Harvester line went out in 1985. International continues the Unity line, semi-trucks, utility trucks, ambulances, etc. Okay, well that sounds like a good dream to have. Sounds very eccentric and different and still like something that would make you happy. Travel lol, not travel tale. Okay. Random question. If I had to live as one, live something as one animal, what animal would I choose? That's a good question. I think I would choose to be a parrot because I love that they can fly, they can talk, they're not a human, so they get to be an animal but still talk. They're very smart, but they're so free and they're so witty and they just get to have a personality of their own. So, I don't know, I think I would choose to be a parrot, but I wouldn't want to live in the rainforests, you know, really far in the wild. Also, if I'm a parrot, I get to live for a very long time. So, that's also a bonus. Plus, I get to look good for the rest of my life. Parrots look amazing. Like, they're so cute and they're so beautiful and they're so colorful and everything, and they stay that way forever. So, yeah, I would want to be a parrot. How about you? What would you want to be, Khan? What animal would you guys want to be? Yeah, parrot. Some sort of animal near civilization with the ability to speak fluent and hassle-free English. You'd be either a sulphur-crested cockatoo or a red-tailed black cockatoo. Those are so gorgeous. I follow this account of an owner who has two. They have so many cages and so many play areas, but he takes the most beautiful photos of those birds, and they are stunning. They are so stunning. It's amazing. Rabbit? You want to be a rabbit? Because then you can be like super adorable. Is that why? You think carrots to be by a 7-year-old a day could be less fun, could be fun, less stress, you know? Yeah, being a pet rabbit, I mean, you don't have to go find food, you don't have to go, you know, do anything really, and you're cute and you're loved by a little kid. That does sound like the dream life, actually. Yeah. The only sad thing is that rabbits in general, like, often have to live in very small cages and people don't know a whole lot about their well-being, so, like, if you lived with, like, a good owner, you'd be very well off, but otherwise, you're probably going to be in a very crammy little space. Unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of bunnies. I'm just slowly bringing out the contrast, that certain areas of the painting pop a little bit more. birds though can fly away from people. Exactly, yeah, yeah. A giraffe, they got a bird's eye view, but they can withstand hours of tracks by lion bridges and dissipate heads or break their spines. They're ruthless when underestimated. You've always related to giraffes on a spiritual level, of how they're not like other animals. If you were to describe a giraffe without saying what it was, you'd think it didn't exist. A horse with a horn on its head seems more real. Yeah, I guess so. They are like pretty crazy, you know. We often think of like, oh, a unicorn is such a crazy idea, it's such a creative animal. But really, giraffes are so much more creative. Birds though, a lot get eaten by foxes too. Yeah, maybe you would be, but maybe a fox would be a better animal to be. Yeah, well, at least you're a predator, but do you want to be a predator? Do you want to kill like little animals because you have to, because you're starving? I don't know. I don't think I'd be very happy doing that. Okay, you got it. Not a bird, fear not. You think we're a living rabbit tonight. Loving the work, see you soon. No worries, Grumpy Illustrator. You have a lovely rest of your day or a lovely sleep wherever you are. Wondering if I can pop out the chat and then I can see everything you guys say. Maybe if I go to Twitch and just pop out the chat, that will help. There used to be a button where you could like pop out the chat. I'm pretty sure you used to be able to. Doesn't look like it anymore, but oh well. What I'll do is just, you know, open another window and then just leave it open like that, and then I should still be able to see the chat. Yeah, it's definitely not. It doesn't look like it lets you pop out chat anymore. So that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. It does let you do a pop-out player, but that's not helpful. That's definitely not helpful. To pop chat near the redeem points, near the chat purple button, there's a gear. Click it near the bottom of that menu to pop out chat selection. Okay, I did check that. I couldn't see anything in there. So I only see modding stuff, chat appearance, yeah, there's no pop-out chat for me. That's very strange, very, very strange, because I know that it used to be there, definitely. I know that I saw it. So, should be there, but should be the option to view non-mod options. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. That helped a lot. Thank you so much. So yeah, now I can finally read you guys' full sentences again. Don't know why Streamlabs stuffed up, but it did. Welcome. Yes, welcome. It's much easier now, without having to guess the start of you guys' sentences. Okay, so let me just open up the original so I can see what this hand was doing when I drew it. I always enjoy when I get to work on these little details, you know. It's one of my favourite parts of the whole process. Adding all the little line work pieces back in. Your streamer friend who draws animal skulls had sent you a link of this store that sells metal skull necklaces of animals. Like, they have a necklace of owls, ravens, wolves, etc. Definitely something you want to look more into after you buy a new desk, tablet, and whatnot. That is super cool, Khan. That is really cool. I should send you through a couple of things on Instagram that I've sort of pinned that I would love to purchase as well. They make these iridescent skulls based on like molds from an original animal skull, and they're very cool. They're so beautiful. Hopefully you get to save up for one. That'll be so awesome. You'd love to see them when I got time, maybe after stream or something. Yeah, just send me a DM as a reminder, Khan, because I always go through my DMs and reply. So if you send me a DM and ask me about it, I'll definitely get back to you. Yeah, they're beautiful, they're so gorgeous. And I'll send you a link to some of my favourite Etsy stores as well that, yeah, that uses animal pendants and things. I really want to get one that's a parrot. I have the skull in the back. I'm not sure you guys can see. I'll get it and I'll show you guys. I have this sheep skull that my sister found somewhere where we were. I guess we went on a holiday there, or just went on a little bit of an outing. But yeah, it's a pretty cool skull. It's not pristine or in like perfect nick, but it's very cool. Very, very interesting. I really love it. And it's a great reference piece as well. So I do love it for that. But yeah, it's nothing like those very polished ones. Unfortunately. Hello Gaurav, how are you? How are you doing? Where are you from? You've done 3 pages worth of the French Pangram college rule notebook. How many more pages should you do? Up to the chat and me. Wow. I mean, how many do you need? That's the question. How about you join us for the rest of the stream and just see how far you get and let us know. French is such a beautiful language. I love French. It's like, I literally think it's one of the most beautiful languages there is, like, by far. All that scorching. You're doing okay? How am I? Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. Hope it's a little bit better than just okay. I'm doing really well. I was sick last week, so I had to cancel all my streams, but I'm back into the flow of things this week. So yeah, luckily it's you know, my coughing has gone away and I can be creative again, which is awesome. Nine what? You're doing nine. You're saying Itzma has to do 9 more. Fair enough, you don't have the patience to learn French, you've just found this pangram. You may consider learning it, but you don't know how effective it would be in your daily life. You'd be surprised, Itzma. I've been to a couple of French streams, I've come across people who speak French, and then it really opens up, you know, it breaks through that cultural barrier, it breaks through the communication barrier as well. You know, when that person feels like you know a little bit more about their lifestyle, their culture, and yeah, just like if they don't have a word, they can sometimes just use their native word for it, and it really does help. You don't have time to learn other languages, you wish to learn another language. I think it's a great hobby, Gaurav. I used to do it all the time and I really enjoyed it. I really wish I had more time to do it now, and I think that it helps you understand your own language much better as well. It's not just for, you know, speaking this new language, it really does help you understand your own language so much better. So I would totally recommend it. I definitely think it's a great thing for everybody to do at one point in their life. You certainly are sick of doing art. Oh, thank you, Khan. Thank you so much. Well, that's the only type of sick we want to be, right? Sick of doing art. You find more Spanish speakers here than French. Yeah, well, I guess that does make sense, you know. I mean, you could always learn Spanish. That would be great. It's another cool language to learn. You're currently learning Lenape off and on. Yeah, you mentioned that before. How is that coming along? Do you have a lot of like people we can practice with? Like, are there any online communities, maybe Discord communities? You started learning Japanese but had to get off because you couldn't give time to it. Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? If you don't have enough time and you're not consistently going into it, it is going to be incredibly hard, right? Alright, you're going to give me one more option. Jinhao stub 1.1 mil, 0.7 mil, 0.38 mil, or a Parker fine point nib pen, or a 0.7 mil mechanical pencil. Okay, so I have to pick one. Is that it? I think I would definitely go with the 0.7 mil mechanical pencil for sure, because I'm very at home with my pencils, so that would be what I go for. Definitely go with the mechanical pencil. What about you? What would you go for? Uh, you'll just pick up a pencil. You're confused. It's too much. What do you mean? All the choices are too much? You were asking me to choose for me. That's the problem. You have the options. You go for 0.5 or 0.7 mil mechanical pencil. Yeah, I think I would probably prefer in general the 0.5, but I can make do with the 0.7. I mean, I just love those like rough and rugged lines that I can sometimes get from, you know, a 8.7 mechanical pencil. So 0.7 does get very neat, but I'd still pick the pencil. There's a guy that knows the language, but a different dialect, that you follow on Instagram. Had a couple of convos with. He posts a lot of educational stuff on Instagram, stuff related to hard truths. Basically stuff they don't teach you in history class. Oh, okay. Well, that's very convenient, you know, that you have somebody you could practice with and, you know, seemingly also have a lot in common with and like their content of. I'm sure they really appreciate that as well. Yeah, that's you'd also offer the option of a 1.9 mil stub, but it's quite broad. I'd still go with mechanical pencil. Yeah. You have too many options. You really do. You really do. Yeah, it's seeming to be quite difficult for you, isn't it? Whenever I get to work on the eyes, it feels like the entire character sort of comes to life. It's one of my favorite things about a drawing, getting to start the character's eyes. You just pick up a pencil, you're confused, there's too much. Yeah, there are so many options, right? And I think that, yes, when we're faced with like too many things we could work with, it does get incredibly difficult, you know, to know what are we supposed to be doing, right? You're bad. You're bad with your eyes? Well, you're bad with faces all around. I don't think that's true. I'm sure you're just being incredibly hard on yourself. I mean, faces are definitely like one of the hardest things to do, that's for sure. Because they're filled with so much emotion, right? And I mean, they can carry so many expressions. I mean, they could be basically anything. So obviously they're going to be one of the trickier aspects, but I'm sure that you do just fine. You like its fast perspective? On what? You'll use your fine point marker, Sonny. It's got a gold nib, which is super smooth to draw. Really? If you want someone whom truly is bad at thoughts of drawing, look at you, yourself, and I. Oh, guys. Gotta get your confidence up a little bit. I'm sure you guys aren't as bad as you say you are. That's super smooth too. Right, the gold one, the gold tipped one. It does sound truly, truly incredible, yeah. You can assure me from your initial drawings of realism architecture to a few years break and just returning but doing non-organic art, you are rather bad. Well, I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, it's Ma. It doesn't mean you're doomed. Maybe just means you need a little practice. I mean, everyone gets rusty too, as well. I think I had little, like little scales form over his back here. Speaking of, did you tell me one of the pieces you're working on? It's a clown face with bone horns and a potted plant on his head. And then he has a skeleton snake body. Whoa, that sounds crazy, Khan. If you have a picture, you can show us. You love the sound of that. Yeah, it does sound intense. Alright, it's smooth, but you must switch to your Jinhao 51A. W of the .38mm fine point marker is bleeding through the page more than you'd like. You certainly do know the names of your equipment very well, don't you? Sounds like something straight from a Bond movie, except like Bond artist or something, where you're like pulling out this snazzy piece that's gonna help win the whole mission or something. Kinda sounds like that. You're sorry, you like to talk about your pens? No, it's totally cool, it's small, but it does sound like something straight out of a Bond movie from the way you talk about it. Right now, it's in the rough sketching phase, but you'll have to keep us updated. Yeah, definitely do, definitely do. Well, you know where the Discord is. You're in it, and whenever I'm streaming, feel free to, let me know that you finished it and we can all go have a look. I'd love to have a look. Right now it's oh, hello Skyrun, how are you? How are you doing? Hope that you're well. Why does anatomy have to be so difficult? Good question, right? Good question. And surprisingly, when we're drawing human subjects, it's even harder because other people, and ourselves included, can be so, we are more critical of the human anatomy than that of an animal because we're so familiar with it. We know and understand our own body shapes and movements, and we also see others around us quite frequently. Whereas with animals, more commonly people know dogs and cats, but less so, rabbits and other species of animals. So you tend to get away with a little bit more when you're drawing animals than people. You need to be spot on when you're drawing people, otherwise, yeah, it's very noticeable. So crazy. You're just vibing, just woke up, and it's cold. Oh, are you near Texas? I heard about what's going on in Texas. It's pretty bad. Hope that you're not over there. Guess you're not if you've got power, right? But you should be heading out, starting to get morning here in the US. It was really great to get to hang out. Take care. You too, Khan. You too. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. Hope that you finish that drawing of yours very soon. You're the opposite. You never draw cats or dogs. Okay. Well, at least you're focusing on the harder subject then. You made a mistake. Oh no. Missed the first R in the word dactylophagrage. I'm not gonna even try. That's like a crazy difficult one. Facepalm. Oh no, it's Ma. That sucks. Well, you're in Israel. Oh cool. That's awesome. Didn't know that it got super cold over there. It's really bad there in Indiana. What do you mean? the weather. 2:34 a.m. Oh wow, that is so late. What are you still doing up? So late. I'm just giving him lots and lots of little scales. There we go. You always go, that wing doesn't have to be that perfect, or that leg doesn't have to be that accurate. But with humans, you can't even be happy with a single finger. I know, right? I know. And I think that's the point. It's just because we're so critical, you know, it looks that off that we know it's wrong. We can see it and we know other people are going to see it. So we have to get it perfect. So yeah. Indiana weather is rather bad. Oh, okay, so it's not good there either. You're up this late vibing with my stream. You hadn't been in my stream for a while, so you figured you'd drop by and support me. You've enjoyed the environment and my kind and respectful personality, so you've not thought even the slightest about leaving or sleeping. Oh my goodness, thanks It's Smart. So glad to have you chatting here about your projects. I'd love to see it, by the way. If you want to share it on Discord, I'm sure you're already on our Discord server, but yeah, if you'd like to share it on Discord, I'd love to see, because I'm sure they look amazing. Also, my workplace looks so cozy and fun to work in. Wow. Thanks, Gaurav. Where did you look at the pictures? On my website or on Instagram? I've got the cam set up now, so you guys can see a little bit more of the space in the back. I've got my painting that I usually work with on my weekly streams, but currently it's just lying there drying up a little bit more before I touch it again. So yeah, I love this space, I really do. It's like one of my favorite places, or my favorite place I'd say, in the whole world. So I'm glad that you guys like what it looks like, because it's full of things that I love. I've collected so many like art objects and different things over the years, you know, from other artists and other creators. It's awesome. I love that we're surrounded by so many people who do so many different things, and we can be inspired and collect their stuff, and yeah, it's fascinating. So this place, my room, is full of things that inspire me. You think every artist judges themselves rather harshly, but you have to just keep it in mind that you're always improving, even if you may not feel like it. Yeah, exactly. You're always improving. Definitely. Thank you for following, proud nerd girl. Glad that you're proud to be a nerd. welcome, and please feel free to introduce yourself and share your art with us. You like seeing my work on Instagram? Well, thank you, Cora. Thank you so much. Do you post your work on Instagram too? Hello, Deepdale! Guys, oh my goodness! Deepdale Studio is here, and she is such a wonderful artist, guys. She also makes, hang on, let me just do a little shout out for her. There's a shout out. Guys, please go follow Deepdale Studio. She's also a streamer, and she makes beautiful pop surrealist drawings, you know, very, very cute little drawings. And her streams are so amazing and fun to be in. You really, really have to give her a follow. You're missing out if you don't, I tell you. I'm telling you, go follow. You will not regret it. Thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing? You're welcome. You're very welcome. You deserve it. You need to refresh. One moment. No worries. Feel free to go into lurk mode if you need to. Just... Sometimes my AirPods just will not sync, no matter how hard I try. It's crazy. Didn't mean to do that. Tried to sync my audio from the computer. Seems like I'm just not going to be able to hear it anymore. Once they disconnect, they just go crazy. You're doing well. You're in the middle of another drawing and perusing Twitch. How am I? Well, that sounds lovely. Sounds like you're having an awesome day. I hope your drawing is going well. What are you working on? I'm doing very good. Last week I cancelled my streams because I was a bit unwell, and so I really missed out on, you know, being able to be here and stream and chat with everybody, catch up with everybody. So it's been lovely that I've gotten back into it. Yesterday I spent all day essentially moving around my studio a little bit more because it's been a while, and since I started streaming, I still, like, it took me ages, but I didn't get time to reorganize my studio space because obviously streaming requires a bit of a different setup, and so everything needed to be rearranged to just make it work a little bit better. So I did that. I moved a bunch of furniture around and things, so luckily now it's working much better. So I'm really happy about that. Leash, you did a quick read of her Twitch description. You love what you've seen, and you had to drop a follow, soon to be in their Discord. Exactly, I told you, you wouldn't regret it, I told you. I am feeling better, yeah, no, much better. Still got a bit of like a residual cough, but not too bad. Oh, the Discord's not working. Am I in your Discord, Leash? If you want to drop your Discord in the chat, please feel free, I don't mind. Because, yeah, I'd love to love to be in it, and I'm not sure if I am. Because I think I actually tried to join it and it wasn't working for me. So I think I never got around to asking you. Thank you for the follow, Arta. Really appreciate that. If you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, tell us what kind of art you like to make. We'd love to look at your work if you want to share a link. Awesome, we've got a Discord. Thank you so much. Let me double check if I'm in your Discord. I don't think this is, I think this is like a voice invite. Hang on. No, it's not. All good. Well, there we go. Yeah, I definitely wasn't in your Discord before, Deepdale. Definitely wasn't in it. So thank you for sending that invite. Really appreciate that. Probably need to get around to doing those eyebrows of her. Are you about to be streaming soon, Deepdale? Oh, you weren't in my Discord either. Okay. You should go practice, have a fun stream. No worries, Korav. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. Hope we see you again soon. You were streaming Animal Crossing a bit earlier. It was a bit chaotic, so now's your chill art time. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like it was fun. I've seen Animal Crossing, but I've never played it before. Because I don't really have, what do they call it? The devices you guys play with, Nintendo or something? I don't have those. So, I almost got one at one point, but mainly because I wanted to play this hamster pet game. And so I just didn't feel like that was reason enough to get it. You know, to just play one game, this doesn't feel worth it because they're not cheap. They are quite pricey. He is slowly getting there. Slowly finishing him off. So what exactly is the whole point about Animal Crossing? Because from what I did watch like a couple of Animal Crossing streams before, and most of the time it seems like the point of it for people is to sort of curate their own town in a theme that they want. Or at least that's what it seems to be about. When I was younger, I still play it, but don't have as much time for it anymore. I used to play this game called Pets 5, and it required you to breed virtual pets, and you could actually like really play around with their genetics and things like that to, you know, get certain pets with certain patches and colors and features that you're after. So it was pretty intense, and people used to hex their own pets and things, which is also pretty awesome. They got really creative. There were hamsters, there were guinea pigs, all kinds of different creatures. Even like crocodiles, aliens, like Pokemon characters. They made everything. It's like the modded version of the game became so huge that it amassed this massive fan base, and it's still very active. Right up until this day. It's crazy. I think modded games tend to do very well. Like they stay very popular because people can keep creating, people can keep adding to them and stuff like that. So painting looks good. Oh, thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Hello, Desi Gaming. How you doing? Hope you're well. What's been happening for you? He just wanted to say, I mean a lot to everyone, and my talent has inspired so many. I'm amazing and you love me. Oh, thank you, Scribble. Thank you so much. I really am glad that, you know, I'm able to inspire you guys and hopefully make you feel like you want to be more creative and feel more confident in your own ability. You know, everybody has their own pace, everybody, you know, keeps creating, and the whole point is that you keep growing and you keep producing, you know, characters and letting them out of your head. You know, you put them into this world, and that's beautiful, and nobody else can do what you do. Yeah, Animal Crossing is a simulation game about building your own town and filling it with residents. It's a lot of fun. If you ever get your hands on a Nintendo Switch, you'd recommend. Okay, well, can you multiplayer as well, or is it only for, is it only a single player thing? Leash, you love your introductions type channel. It's super awesome to see those types of channels. Yeah, I always like, when I go to someone's Discord, I like to read through it, you know, and familiarize myself with everything, what their streams are about, what they're about. Yeah. It's great having a little bio, definitely. I'll just be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. You get repetitive when you're tired, it seems. What do you mean you get repetitive? Like on streams? Her house looks so cool. You want it? Whose house? Whose house? That chair is so dreamy. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I've actually been thinking I need to get like a proper chair to sit on, but this one's actually incredibly comfortable, and I feel like it keeps my posture right when I'm drawing. Like most office chairs to me just feel like I slouch in them, whereas this kind of forces me to stay very upright, and I don't know, I can sit on it for ages and it's just comfortable. Fair enough. You don't mind calling you Leash, you just assumed from the Twitch bio. Leash is very okay. You're gonna blame that dumb message on your exhaustion. So Leash, you've got 3 fountain pens. You love to see what you have. Fountain pens are really cool. I've got a couple of you guys who are really into fountain pens, and I really want to get, because I've got these really nice, you know, brass pencil, mechanical pencils, and I've got this really nice brass mechanical pencil as well. So, you know, I'm very much a collector of mechanical pencils, but I worry that if I start collecting fountain pens, I'm gonna be like jumping down a whole new rabbit hole, and I don't think that's a good idea. The chair fits my space really well. Thank you, thank you. I curated this space over so many years, so a lot of time has gone into making this place look nice. A lot of secondhand you know, scouting things secondhand and watching Etsy store sales and stuff like that. That's where I get most of my things. A lot of them are artist bought things as well, so I love supporting other artists in their crafts. If I ever need some fountain pen hobby information, you'd be happy to help me out. Well, I'll definitely, if I ever want to place an order or ever I'm interested in one, like actually buying one, I'll DM you on Discord and yeah, I'll ask you for some advice for sure, because I don't want to make the wrong purchase. Your pens are nothing special, honestly. Those mechanical pencils are interesting though. You've never thought about collecting them. Yeah, I mean, for me, it started because I collected these limited edition ones by Mab Graves, and yeah, because I collected those, I sort of got into looking at fancier mechanical pencils and really nice ones because those were very nice and I was very happy with them. So I then wanted something that sort of suited all the gold elements in my room because I love curating everything in here. So I thought that, you know, getting like a brass one would be good because at least then it's not super expensive and it still suits the style of my room, so that's what I went for. Your pens, you really enjoy the heavier mechanical pencils? Well, these are fairly heavy. They're definitely heavier than your normal ones. And I actually got really used to their weight, so now when I use my lighter ones, yeah, it gets tricky. You get very used to how hard you have to press. And then this one is extremely heavy in comparison. Like, it's my heaviest mechanical pencil ever. It's actually like super comfortable because I don't know, just the way you hold it, it's super nice. It just feels like it's really meant to sit in your hand. So I really love it, but yeah, it is quite heavy. So because I'm so used to the weight of the others, I guess I don't really end up using it a lot. Not that it makes your hand tired, it's just being used to these, and because I've got like two different weights of these, I end up just sticking to these. Yeah, you're really intrigued by this cone pencil. I'm pretty sure it's made by Matt Dixon, so he's a designer, like a product designer. And so it was a very expensive one. I do know the brand, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's I think it's Matt Dixon. if it's not, and if you don't find it, just DM me on Discord and I'll flick you through the link. I bought it from a store in Australia, so it's not actually still sold anywhere, so you may have a hard time finding it. I don't think the store in Australia ships out to the US, so you may have to shop around in the US if you want to find it. But if you're lucky, you could find a second-hand one on eBay or something. Could be lucky. Hello, Sonic Symbiote. How are you? How have you been? You gotta go. Thanks for the chill stream. No worries, Robin. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm just about to raid anyways, so it shouldn't be too long. Probably a good idea if I find somebody to raid now anyways. I'll have a look. Have a look at who we can raid. Oh, well, Cody Shibby is on, and he's actually super awesome. So I'm actually doing the challenge that he's hosting, which is due by Thursday, and I've got my drawing done, so I'm really, really happy that I do. I'm lucky to have it then. You'll poke around for it online. Yeah, no, I'll send you the link of the Australian store. Maybe they do ship to the States, but if not, then you know, you should be able to find one easier in the States, because I'm pretty sure it's either a British or an American designer. Thank you for the follow, Ghost. Thank you so much. So guys, if you're not following and if you'd like to, please do, because we're about to raid Cody Shibby. I really, really appreciate the time you guys have spent today hanging out with me and keeping me company and everything. It's been super awesome. We won't finish this one today. You know, I've added a lot of details back in. Not sure if that's quite focused. It's struggling to focus a lot lately. There we go. Slowly getting there. So yeah, tomorrow we'll continue working on her, and I'll also be starting a new watercolor piece as well. So yeah, if you guys want to join me on tomorrow's stream, same time, every day, that would be awesome. But for now, we're going to join Cody, and I'm going to let him know that I'm taking part in his eyeball challenge, which is the prompt that he has for this week. So yeah, it'd be super awesome. You need to read chat before and after your word falls. You talk too much. You don't talk too much. I don't think you talk too much. It's great having a conversation going here. I mean, that's the whole point, right? You did 11 more pages of your French pangram. You did a bit of a speed run. Ooh, that sounds awesome. How about you send us some pictures of that on Discord? We'd love to have a look. Okay, so how about, let me just close up this window over here, and I will raid Cody Shibby. So guys, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for all the support today and being here. Let us go say hello to Cody. You can spam whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. We don't really have anything that we normally say. So we can just go and say hello, be kind, nice, and have fun, because these streams are a whole lot of fun. So see you over there, guys.